I know how great Joker is. He sees plays before they happen.
I haven't seen anything like him.
He just knows his game. I think he's a player that just knows who he is on that court.
You can't stop it. You can't scheme around it. And right now, you definitely can't slow it down. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray are going off with the best hoops of their entire careers at the exact same time, and the whole league looks like it's scrambling just to stay upright. One is a 3-time MVP who somehow keeps leveling up like he hits a new gear every season, while the other is turning into a first-time All-Star right in front of everybody. And when they team up, they've built one of the most unstoppable two-man combos the NBA has ever seen. If this story sounds familiar, this chapter hits way harder than anything we've watched before. Calling Jokic consistently amazing almost feels weak at this point. It sounds too casual for what he really does on the court. But honestly, the reason people downplay his greatness is because he's the one who made that greatness look normal. He plays at a top-tier all-around level every single year, barely misses games, never shows cracks, and fans eventually get numb to how crazy that is. Basketball fans really should be locked in right now because we're watching a once-in-a-lifetime player put on a masterclass every night. Look at what Jokic has done.
We're not paying attention to Jokic enough, and then that night he drops 55 on the Clippers, and right now he is 100% in the averaging a triple-double for the season, with shooting almost 62% from the floor. It's insane.
He's in the middle of a 5-year stretch that includes an NBA championship, 3 MVPs, an MVP runner-up finish where he probably slipped only because voters got tired of writing his name down, and a season where a rival basically made it his own personal quest to outshine him, even pushing his long-term health while trying to do it. Yes, Joel Embiid. Everybody remembers that whole saga. And then last season, Jokic lost another Michael Jordan trophy to a certified superstar like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who earned every bit of that spotlight and kept the race respectful. And still, Jokic found a way to level up again. He's leading the entire league in assists as a center. That's wild. He's posting the best effective field goal percentage and three-point numbers of his career, just casually dominating. And he's knocking down over 70% of his twos, even though most of them come from tough floaters and soft-touch shots that look like trick attempts, but somehow drop clean every single time.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. I felt like all of those shots felt like they was easy shots, you know, and he just played a game at a pace that you can't speed him up, you know, fluster him. He's strong. He can make every shot. I hate when he makes shots because he's so unorthodox, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a miss, and then it goes straight in. You know, he's incredible.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that is 21-1, the reigning MVP, the Finals MVP, all that stuff. He just had one of the best 6-week stretches of his career. He did not win Western Conference Player of the Month, and I agree. I agree that it was Jokic, because Jokic was so amazing that he even overcame that.
What makes this even scarier for the rest of the NBA is that Jokic isn't doing this solo. Denver's strong start has another spark plug. Jamal Murray usually starts seasons slow and takes time to warm up, but this time he came in sharper, quicker, and way more locked in. Murray has taken plenty of criticism for injuries or up and down stretches, and honestly, some of that noise made sense. But right now, he's flipping that whole conversation and showing a version of himself that's more polished, more controlled, and more dangerous than anything we've seen from him.
He's too damn good. It's not fair. And you know, he's so funny. I love the guy. He doesn't look like he's doing anything. You know, he's not going fast. He's not jumping high. You know, it's kind of Larry Birdish, you know, in a way. But talk about skills and anticipation and decisions. He's fantastic. Great hands. Scores in every which way, involves all his teammates. So, you know, he's the head of the snake for sure.
He's already a franchise legend for what he did in 2023, and that status is set in stone. Since that championship run, the Nuggets have lived and breathed through Jamal Murray's rhythm, and everybody knows it. After a summer full of non-stop pickup runs, mixing it up with the young guys and the veteran Denver crew, Jamal carried that heat straight into an impressive preseason and early season stretch that grabbed attention fast. At 28, Murray looks fully charged again, and that spark is exactly what Denver needs if they plan on pushing deep into June. This is Murray's 4th season removed from the torn ACL that cost him 2 playoff runs right as he was stepping into his prime, but for the first time, he finally had a clean, steady runway to prepare. In 2022, he was still battling through rehab. In 2023, he was trying to recover from the championship grind. And in 2024, he was pushing through lingering injuries while gearing up for the Paris Olympics. 3 straight off seasons with obstacles, and the seasons that followed made the pattern obvious before Christmas ever hit. Before Christmas, Murray averaged 18.8 points and 5.8 assists on 44% shooting while missing 27% of Denver's games. A pretty big gap for a franchise cornerstone, but after Christmas, you could always feel the shift. His missed games dropped to 19%, his scoring jumped to 22 points, and his assists rose to 6.4 on 48% shooting. And now this season, he's blowing past even those classic post-Christmas numbers like it's nothing. Right now, Murray is putting up career highs in points, rebounds, and assists per game, showing a version of himself that's stronger, smoother, and more confident than anything he's ever shown. He's hitting his best percentage on 2s, firing more 3s than he ever has, and doing it all with a sharp, steady efficiency that screams full command of his game.
You passed Wilt Chamberlain tonight, most triple doubles by a center. Congrats on
Nice.
that one too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there you go.
Where is
Wow.
Shaq in that? Is it Shaq in that list?
No, because I never passed, Big Honey.
I know how great he is. I know how great Joker is. There's certain guys in this league that play the game a certain way that I like to play the game as well. And he's one of them, where you are always off balance when you guard a player like that because of his ability to score, rebound, shoot. He sees plays before they happen. There's not many guys in our league like that.
Almost 10 years into his NBA run, he's turning into everything the Nuggets could have hoped for, and even more. He pulled up to camp healthy, dialed in, and ready to get after it, stepping deeper into a leadership role and promising himself a real breakout season without taking months to shake off rust, which had become a frustrating pattern for him. And for whatever reason, this season he came in cooking from day one. He's delivering one of the strongest opening stretches of his entire career, and it's no shock the Nuggets look just as locked in right beside him. But the story isn't just in the numbers. Beyond the stat sheet, Murray has been the same cold-blooded clutch force he's always been when the lights get bright. Denver fans spent years falling in love with playoff Murray, the version of him that gets ice cool under pressure and closes games like it's routine. But this season, that version didn't wait for April. He showed up immediately. Murray is leading Denver in 4th quarter scoring and putting up wild 50-50-80 shooting splits in the final period, which is almost unheard of for a perimeter scorer. He's the closer, the knockout punch, the guy other teams fear when the clock gets tight. And he's one of the biggest reasons Denver is off to its strongest start in nearly 4 decades. At 28, Murray might be the best player in the entire league who hasn't made an all-star team yet. A shocking tag for someone with postseason moments as iconic as his. His regular seasons have always been solid, and his playoff runs have been flat-out special, yet the all-star nod kept slipping away. But this year might finally be the one that changes everything if he keeps dominating like this. And honestly, he has every tool and every bit of momentum to keep it going. He deserves real recognition, and the all-star talk that's hovered around him for years is about to get louder, way louder, if he keeps this pace. Right now, Murray looks slim, quick, crafty, and way more comfortable in October and November than we've seen in ages, and he's straight cooking out there. Everybody knows the version of Murray who shows up when the lights get hot and the pressure gets real, but this early season takeover is a whole new level for him. It's something Denver rarely saw in past years, and with Christian Braun already sidelined and Aaron Gordon expected to be out for a few weeks, even more of the offensive responsibility is sliding onto Jokic and Murray's shoulders. If Murray keeps hooping like this while stacking wins, the push for his long overdue first All-Star spot, right next to his MVP teammate, is only going to get louder, and honestly, he's earned every bit of that noise. What makes it even wilder is that Murray's impact goes way beyond basic stats. According to Cleaning the Glass, he's creating more of his own offense than ever. A career-high 66% of his buckets are unassisted, a massive jump from his old best of 58%. Even with that heavier on-ball load, he's playing like he's in a smoother, simpler flow where everything just clicks. His shifts in speed, the way he hits the brakes, the way he changes direction. He's carving out space sideways and vertically, letting him get clean pull-ups and slick angles defenders can't keep up with. He looks springy and fresh, honestly the best he's looked in years, but now he's got almost a decade of NBA experience sharpening every move he makes. Murray has always been a tough shot maker. That's a huge part of why he became a playoff legend in Denver. But this season, he isn't just knocking down the tough ones. He's getting cleaner looks off the dribble too. He's shooting a career-high 53.3% on twos and an insane 49.1% on pull-up twos, another personal best. And based on DataBall's breakdown of his creation, isolations, pick and rolls, post-ups, he's posting a career-high 59.6% true shooting, which sits 7 points above league average. That's easily the strongest mark of his career, and he's doing it while carrying the biggest on-ball workload he's ever taken on. 14.6 creation true shooting attempts per 100 possessions, ranking 9th in the whole league. His handle has always been a serious weapon, letting him glide, hop, and twist into dangerous zones. But now he's pairing it with a cleaner pull-up bag and a more explosive driving game. Defenders are already having a tough time tracking him through the pivots, spins, hesitations, and those sudden stop and pop jumpers that he drops like he's in rhythm mode. He's averaging 11.3 drives per game, by far the most on the Nuggets, with Nikola Jokic way behind, and even though Denver doesn't isolate often, Murray still ranks in the 91st percentile in efficiency when he does, which is elite territory. Every bit of that takes pressure off Jokic, giving him the kind of breathing room Denver hasn't always had in past seasons. If Murray keeps this pace, carrying his share of the load and giving Denver another elite creator, he'll force every team in the league to rethink how they defend Denver's two-man attack. And that problem doesn't even hit full force until you look at what's happening on the other side of this partnership. Nikola Jokic is opening the season with what might be the strongest start of his entire career. He already has 3 MVPs and 2 runner-up finishes in the last 5 years, and somehow he still looks like he's leveling up. The idea that Jokic might be leveling up in 2025-26 is something nobody should take lightly. We've already watched him drop huge triple-doubles like warm-ups, average a triple-double across an entire season, and lead his squad in points, rebounds, and assists during a playoff run like it was just another day. He's checked almost every wild statistical box a star can check, and somehow he's still finding new heights. But what he's doing right now isn't some dramatic reinvention. It's Jokic entering a refinement era, a subtle but scary evolution that makes him even harder to crack. His decision-making under pressure looks cleaner, his use of size and strength looks sharper, his emotional control is tighter, and his night-to-night consistency feels almost surgical. He isn't trying to become someone new, he's polishing the exact tools that already made him unstoppable, and that's what's making this version even tougher for defenses to decode. It's the same Jokic, just sharper, colder, and somehow even more intimidating this season. He's dropping 29.6 points, 12.6 rebounds, and 11 assists per game, leading the league in boards and dimes while shooting an unbelievable 70% on twos and 44% from deep. He already has triple-doubles in more than half his games, and he's keeping Denver near the top of the West like it's business as usual. And here's the wild part, Jokic has never led the league in a major counting stat for a full season. Not yet. Right now, he's sitting at the top of both the rebounding and assist leaderboards, putting him on the edge of something the NBA has literally never seen before. No player has ever finished a season leading the league in rebounds and assists in different years, much less doing both at the same exact time. But that's where Jokic is headed if he stays on this pace. He's come close before, second in assists and third in rebounds in 2024-25, and second in rebounds and third in assists in 2022-23. But this season he's pushing into territory only legends even brushed near. The last player who even flirted with something like this was Wilt Chamberlain back in 1967-68 when he won the rebounding title but finished second in assists per game. Wilt actually led the league in total assists because he played all 82 games, but Oscar Robertson had the higher per game average. Even with that old school context, what Jokic is doing today stands completely on its own. The blend of efficiency, control, and volume he's producing is something no center in NBA history has ever delivered. Heading into the Thanksgiving break, Denver dropped 2 home games, but on the road they looked ice cold and locked in, grabbing their 6th straight win with a 125-115 victory over Memphis. Jamal Murray went off for 29 points and 8 assists, while Nikola Jokic delivered his 10th triple-double, 17 points, 16 assists, and 10 rebounds, all while Memphis built their entire defensive plan around slowing him down. With Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun out, Murray took on even more of the offensive workload, and Denver adjusted their rotation by using Cam Johnson to anchor the bench unit. Coach David Adelman trusted that rotation for a longer stretch, and early in the fourth, Murray came back into his staggered minutes and completely flipped the energy of the game. He opened with a deep off-balance three, then tore right through Memphis's traps with sharper reads and quicker decisions, something Adelman praised right after the game. He followed that up with 2 smooth assists to push the lead to 13, including a clean behind-the-back dime to Zeke Naji for a 3. Memphis answered with a 10-0 run while Murray sat, but the second he returned, he slammed the door shut with 2 clutch threes that pushed the lead back to 9. Murray finished with 29 points, 8 assists, and 6 threes while barely turning the ball over. A smooth, composed performance from start to finish. And even on a night where he wasn't hunting big scoring numbers, Jokic still stunned the crowd with classic creativity inside. In the final minute, he spun away from Cam Spencer's swipe and fired a behind-the-back bounce pass with his offhand to Peyton Watson for the game-sealing layup. Seconds later, he hit Murray for a slam that locked everything in. When the game tightens up, Jokic and Murray don't just stay calm, they take full control. As Coach Adelman said, we always trust those two in the clutch, and the numbers back that up without question. Every win, every key run, every late game moment, it all starts with Jokic and Murray leading the way. Together, they power the best offense in the league at 123.9 points per 100 possessions, while the defense sits in 15th, still in the upper half of the NBA and less than 1.5 points away from cracking the top 10. And that defensive ranking is only going to rise once 2 of their best stoppers, Braun and Gordon, return fully healthy. The NBA doesn't just have a Jokic problem or a Murray problem. They've got a chemistry problem, a consistency problem, a championship level problem. Because when these 2 stars are healthy, locked in, and tuning out all the outside noise, the Nuggets aren't just contenders. They're the standard everyone else has to chase. There's no defensive scheme for trust, no game plan that cancels out chemistry. And that's the real Jokic and Murray difference this league keeps running into. So what do you think of this wild stretch from Jokic and Murray? Does this version of Denver look unstoppable to you? Or do you see cracks other teams might try to expose? And which moments hit you the hardest from this whole run? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your take, and I appreciate every single opinion shared. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure you hit like, share the video, and subscribe to Ballscope to keep rocking with us. There's a lot more heat waiting for you on the channel, so click into another video and keep the story rolling. Alright, I'm out. Catch you in the next one. Peace!